We might be experiencing some difficulties right now, but we're going to work through it. Look at somebody and say, we're going to work through it. We want to thank the Joyce Foundation, Cigna, Northwestern Hospital, United Way, University of Chicago Hospital, and BSCO. Let's put our hands together for our sponsors. That's why we're here. Now, some of y'all not clapping. That's why that chicken is so good, because these people allowed us to eat them chicken and fries. We want to thank our staff for serving. Can we put our hands together for our staff? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Thank you so much for all that you do. Let me give away the first gift card. Y'all ready? Y'all don't sound like you're ready. We're going to pack this thing up. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. All right. It's your first time here. Let me see your hand. Your first time here. Oh, that's too many people. All right, put it down. Let me work my way through this. Ooh, all right. Who drove the fathers to be here? Of the first timers. Now, you got to help me with this. I'm from New Jersey. 99th Street. Anybody further than 99th Street? Huh? What's it? I didn't hear that. Did she win it? This her first time? Oh. But it's not your first time. From 99th. Whoever came from 99th, is that her? No, wait. Who? This your first time? And where you come from? 105th. Anybody further than 105th? All right, Shakira, we got our first winner. Ma'am, you can make your way over to the desk over there. The young lady will help you. Are y'all excited? All right. All right. We're going to get ready for our first video, and then we're going to come back with Vega Partners. Let's put our hands together.
Provides trauma-informed care to all residents in the greater Bronzeville and surrounding communities with a specific focus on culturally sensitive and relevant engagement with people of color. We are aware of the stigma related to counseling and mental health services and work tirelessly to normalize this sort of help. Our basic level of care is the helpline, where our team conducts peer-to-peer services. In a population that is predominantly people of color, it is often easier to engage with a peer and not a mental health professional. To date, over 12,000 calls have been received, and we have served 1,200 callers through our trauma helpline. In schools, we have care rooms, or caring and resilient environment rooms, created to provide a safe space for social emotional learning. We have seen an increase in school attendance, grades, and graduation utilizing this model. Our Choose to Change, or C2C program, is an evidence-based model used by CPS that BSCO is super excited about. Through Choose to Change and care rooms, we are able to positively impact 200 high-risk youth per semester. We provide a safe space for students, teachers, and anyone in the school family to discuss their feelings, emotions, and traumas. We track how our engagement encourages a decrease in truancy and an increase in grades and movement towards graduation. In Choose to Change, we specifically focus on at-risk students in order to encourage higher rates of engagement in school and graduation. Our highest level of care is the Family Advocacy Center, or FAC. 4,000 families have been served since its inception. This is where our clinical staff and counselors are situated to provide a direct referral line for their DCFS clients. As a result, 50% of our clients are DCFS involved, while the other 50% we are able to take referrals from the community. One of the benefits of this team is to provide consistent mental health counseling to a vulnerable population in an effort to keep families together. Lastly, our outreach, engagement, and marketing team is our ambassadors. They are tasked with informing our target population about mental health and wellness, making our community trauma-informed. We attend community events, but also provide groups meant to destigmatize and help people be more comfortable discussing mental health. Getting the word out to the community is our first line of defense in addressing mental health in our community. Our trauma awareness activities began in 2017 and have served over 40,000 residents. Black and brown people have a history of fearing mental health intervention. Therefore, BSCO endeavors to utilize the influence of faith and community leaders, as well as paraprofessionals, to remove obstacles and serve people that are often overlooked, marginalized, and vulnerable.
Yes, come on, let's put our hands together. Oh, come on, let's put our hands together. Somebody say power. Say it again, power. Oh, yeah, we're having a good time today. Glory. I'm trying not to say amen, but that preacher in me, all right. Y'all bear with me now. Okay. Our guest today is from the Vega Group. Let's put our hands together for the Vega Group. And I have in our presence, it's Kimberly Casey. Can we put our hands together for Kimberly Casey? I'm going to let her tell us about her, and then we'll talk about the company.
All right, awesome.
You can hold
let's see. I'm an Inglewood resident.
Inglewood. I heard that name before.
I've been there for 22 years. I've got a high school senior that's graduating from Lynn Bloom. Yes, thank you. And he's on his way to Howard University.
HU.
So you know that I have not let my foot off the gas since he's been born. So I'm excited for him. And then I also have a 12-year-old. And he goes to Catholic school, but we're about to get him over at Lynn Bloom for 7th grade. Let's see. I'm originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I grew up in a family of 6. I'm the oldest of 5 girls and 1 boy.
I'm praying for him.
They call me Captain. Let's see. My mom was a social worker. And much like many families, I don't know who my father was. But that's just how things go, right? It wasn't until I'm going to share this, because it wasn't until I was an adult that I asked my mother who my father was. And she said, baby, I don't know, because I was fast back then.
Oh, Lord.
So she told the truth, and that settled my spirit. So even though I didn't know who the person was, that was the answer that I needed to move forward. So I just wanted to share that. I am married. I got a dog. I'm going to stop there on me. I mean, you guys can ask. I'm an open book. I'm real transparent. I like connecting with people. So as I'm talking and you think of questions you want to ask me, I'm going to try to answer it. I may not have an answer. I'm one of those people that'll say, I don't know either. Mm-hmm. So I will share as much as I can.
So who inspired you? Who's your favorite person? Who do you draw strength from, or past, present, future?
Yeah. I got one right off the top. Well, 2. It's 2 right off the top. One is God. Mm-hmm. So I feel like without him, I could not do anything. Mm. And it has been about 10 years I've been working on my faith walk. When I first started, it was hard to get started. Because you know how people get in the habit of doing things on Sunday and you got all these things you think you got to do. Mm. And I woke up one Sunday and I said, I have to get in the habit of going to church. Mm. And then once I got in the habit of going to church, I said, I have to get in the habit of prayer. Mm. And once I got in the habit of prayer, I said, I got to get in the habit of praise. Because he don't want to always hear my problems. So So for the past 10 years, I've been really working on kind of my relationship with God. Now, I'm going to tell you this. This is going to sound so interesting. I grew up Church of God in Christ.
Oh, I think you got some help in here. Go ahead.
So the hand clapping, stomping, talking in tongues, falling out because you catch the Holy Spirit, I do that. However, I would say about 13 years ago, my oldest son was going to Catholic school, and he said he wanted to be a priest. And I said to him, you know, priests don't get married. He said, yeah, I know, Ma, that's okay. I said, now he in the 3rd grade. And I said, well, you know, if you a priest, you can't have children. He said, well, that's okay, Ma, because the people of the church will be my children. So when he said that to me, I said, let me get up in this church and figure out what they saying to my boy to make him think he want to be a priest, right? So I went to the school and I talked to the religious person, the religious director person. And I said, what do I got to do to join up with this church so that I can understand what it is that my son is learning? So they was like, oh, you got to go start a class. And you got to be in class for a whole year. And I kind of fell out because y'all know P.O.W.E.R on Sunday, we call you up to the altar. You say you want to join. We hurry up and usher you to the back so you don't change your mind.
Right.
Here now, I got to go to a whole nother year of class before I can join this church. So I did it anyways, right? Because what I wanted my son to understand was that there was not one religion over the other, right? And a lot of times, that's what happened. When I went to my first class, the lady said, do you believe that the Catholic Church is the only and the best church? I said, no, ma'am. She hurried up and opened her book and started teaching. Now, I'm going to tell you the difference from P.O.W.E.R to Catholic. P.O.W.E.R, I got a direct line. I'm calling him up on the main line. Y'all already know that, right?
I think we're going to have some
Catholic
church in here.
Church, they teach you that you got to talk to the priest, and the priest got the main line. Y'all already know that don't work, do it? It don't work. So that's why the Catholic Church is having such a hard time with membership, because they don't have no connection. So that's my story.
Come on, let's put our hands together for that testimony. I don't know what you're going to say after this, but you done won the crowd with all that. I don't even know what the Vega Partners do, but tell us, what do they do? What do you do?
Yes. So Vega Partners is a small women-owned business, and we go out and we help nonprofit organizations, corporations, government entities do the job that they're supposed to do.
Let me stop you right there. You said it's women?
Women-owned.
That's the response I'm looking for. Come on, let's put our hands together. Women doing the doggone thing. Come on, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. So oftentimes what happens is government and corporations have this money, and they try to figure out, how do they get the community's input? And then typically what they do is they'll go to one person, two people, and they'll say, well, what do the black people think? What do the Mexican people think? And they don't know. They just going to one person. And y'all know I can ask y'all one question and I can get, how many people in here? 70 different answers. Right? And so what ends up happening is a lot of times these corporations, nonprofit organizations, government entities, they don't have the right information to connect into the community. And so what they will do is use an organization like mine to be able to go into community, to make those relationships with people and get what the community actually needs versus what they think they need. And so really we do that in multiple areas. So I'll do diversity training, I do things like unconscious bias training. Like, we all got unconscious bias, right? Like, we say that it's a preference. Like, I just like it like that, right? Who love dark-skinned men? Y'all got an unconscious bias.
I ain't see a lot of hands go up. I don't know.
Okay, let's do. Who love light-skinned men?
My wife does. I'm sorry.
I'm just using that as an example of how we'll have a preference for something. And then when we have a preference for something, sometimes we turn our nose up at the other thing, right? So we live in a country that the preference is white, right? And sometimes even as black people, we turn our nose up at things that ain't white. So I feel my job is, one, working with white folks, helping them think through how they can be better. And then two, working with black folks, helping them understand how we upholding some systems of oppression. Just because we black don't mean that we understand the full struggle, right? We get into some of these positions at work and we want to hold everybody else back because we trying to hold our own seat. But we don't know that if we bring everybody else in with us, we're going to have us a team of people up inside of there, right? So part of my job is really working with communities, working with organizations, and helping them kind of open their eyes up to new possibilities and new ways of doing things.
So what I'm hearing is, since you're trying to bring other people with you.
Always.
So how did you connect? How did you start? Did somebody bring you in, or?
Always, yeah. Okay. So when I was brought up, my mom had me when she was 16. She said she was fast. She had me when she was 16, so my grandparents helped to raise me. I think my grandparents helped me with a foundation for church. They helped me for a foundation of how to fend for myself and cook my own food. You think about how many young people don't know how to cook their own food. If the McDonald's closed down tomorrow, they're going to be starving, right? Right? And that's why they keep coming to your house on Sunday and the holidays, because they don't know, right? So I say my grandparents' friends. There was a woman, Mother Gilliam. She was at the church, but she was also a friend of the family. She would come and get me after school to teach me how to drive. I used to be so excited because she had a Mercedes. But one day she was about 75 years old, and she had to get her knees replaced. And I went to the hospital to visit her. And something she said to me, and I was probably 15 at that time, she said something to me that I carry with me to today. And that is, she said, laid up in the bed, and she said, baby, I ain't finna let nobody stress me out, because stress kills. She said that to me back then. She lived to be 90-something years old.
Wow.
And I feel like if we let little things pick away at us, it comes out. And now we got the high blood pressure, we got the cancer, we got all these things. So if you meet me, my attitude is going to be the same, no matter where you see me, unless you see me at a concert, then I might be on team. So I think early on, I'm going to go all the way back. I had a kindergarten teacher who used to come to my house on the weekends and pick me up, take me to his house to spend the weekend with his children. Now, you know that they don't do that today. We'd be calling DCFS and all the police and everybody else because this man done took my baby. But I feel like if that man didn't take me out of my house on the weekends, I would have saw some things I shouldn't have seen.
Wow.
So with that, I had angels in my life planted throughout my life to kick me back on track. So that's what I'll say to that.
All right. So basically, Vega is like a resource center or a
Vega is so what we'll do is we'll come in and we'll work with the top people. So the CEOs, the people that's making decisions, right? Because at the end of the day, I could come in and work with the community organizer, and we could talk that language and we could develop that quick relationship. But I need to talk to the boss's boss because they got to have a better understanding because they the ones making the decisions. So what we try to do is we work directly with the people that are the bosses that are making decisions to help them think through how they can do better decisioning around incorporating the community in what they're doing.
Great. Let's put our hands together for that. That's wonderful. Now, see something about the Resiliency Fund?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that and how did that benefit?
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't know if you guys remember, but last spring, City of Chicago had a program called the Chicago Resiliency Fund, and it was where low-income people could enter into a lottery and win $500 for 12 months. Remember that? Okay, so that 5,000 people did get $500 a month. That started last December.
Oh, wow.
Okay, and they'll get their last payment, I believe, in November. Okay. They added another program since that was so good, and now they started another one. So I'm helping the city get the word out about this program. This one is only one-time $500 payment, but the payments go to people who work inside of other people's homes. They call them domestic workers. So it could be a nurse's aide. It could be somebody that come and walk your pet. It could be somebody that come and cook for you. It could be somebody that come and water your plants, or somebody that just sit and talk to you, for a few hours a week or whatever. So this particular program is really designed to get $500 in the hands of people who work in other people's homes. There is an income requirement. The income requirement, I feel, is pretty good. Is that if you're a family of one, I think you make $43,000 or less. For a family of four, it's $90,000 or less. So if you're making less than that, you're eligible for this particular program. I also tell people, if you are, if you go to Big Mama house and you sit with her and you helping her wash and clean, she might not be paying you, but guess what? You're doing domestic work. So you're doing it 8 hours a week. As long as you're doing it at 8 hours a week, you can qualify for this fund. Yes, ma'am. Do they live in their home? Yes, they do. And are you getting paid? Talk to me after this, okay? Because the main thing you're going to have to prove up is that they paying you. But I did talk to a few people where if your person writes a letter and signs it and says that's what you're doing, that could count. Who doing her? So your sister gonna write off on that. The sister. So who is the power of attorney for your sister? You.
You sign off.
Then you gonna sign off on yourself. Yeah.
Any other questions? We're gonna wait till y'all in the back. All right. I think there's a lot of information that we need, right? And I want to make sure that before Kim leaves, you get everything that you need, all right? How can they fill out the application?
So at the back table, I got flyers. You could take the flyer. It got that little QR code on there like they have at the restaurants. Or you can go to the website, CHICASH, CHICASH, CHICASH.org. You go to that website and you could do the application from your phone, your computer, your laptop, your desktop, your tablet, whatever you got, you can do the application. And for some of you that are interested in applying, we can pull it up on your phone before I leave here, and I can walk you through it.
That is wonderful. Let's put our hands together for that information. We're going to get ready to move, but I want to just ask you to share what's on your heart. I like, when I do these interviews, I know we have a script, we have questions, but is there anything that you want to share that you're passionate about as far as this business is concerned, or anything else that will help and uplift this community? Because there are people who lack information. They may be down today, or whatever it is. Right. I want them to be able to hear from Kim before we close.
That's a good question. I guess what I would close with is we have to start our days being grateful, and we have to end our days being grateful. And if we can do that, it doesn't matter what happens in between, because that's what God got us here for. We're going to hit challenges. We're going to hit bumps and bruises. We're going to fall down. But how quick can we get back up, right? We're going to make bad decisions because we're going to want something that God don't want for us. And so if that's the case, then how do we move back? How do we train ourselves when we get off track to catch ourselves, right? And that's one of the things I've been working on with me and my mom. We talk now every morning, and we do our own little ministry together. And we talk about when we make these bad decisions, or we find ourselves in a situation being anxious, right? Because we get anxious a lot. What are we doing to get ourselves back on track faster, right? Because as long as we stay, and I say this with my girlfriends, if I'm feeling depressed or down and out or anxious, I'll say I done took me a trip to P.O.W.E.R. That's what I say. And the question is, I don't want a one-way ticket to P.O.W.E.R. And I want to go there for less than 2 minutes. Like, I want the trip to be quick. So what am I doing in my regular life that I can make sure I get myself back on track? And part of that is being grateful. When I wake up, before I even hit the floor, I'm praying, right? Because y'all know how it go. Y'all hit that floor, y'all got 1,000,001 things y'all trying to do.
Right.
And then our mind gets so cluttered with static that we don't center ourselves to come back to God. And so I'm saying here, like, no matter what's happening in your life, right? It could be a bad relationship. It could be your children ain't listening to you and they making bad decisions. It could be you just bought a brand new car and had an accident in it. It could be that you stubbed your toe this morning. Whatever it is, know that God's doing that, right? And that you just need to take stock in saying, what is he trying to tell me today, right? So look, for me, if I stub my toe in the morning, that means I'm moving too fast, and God like, sit down, right? If you have an accident, you're doing something that God wants you to recognize. If you don't have an accident and you miss the accident, God made it for you to miss that accident. He made it like that. Like, we need to recognize. So one of the things I do is this. I'll end with this. Every day before you go to sleep, besides being grateful, ask yourself, how did God show up for you today? Today. Now, it could be small. It ain't got to be you won the $1 million lottery. It could be, hey, my husband smiled at me today. Right? It could be, hey, my children helped me with the dishes today. It could be small things. But think about how God shows up for you every day, because he there already. He here. He here in this room. I feel him. Right? It's just now, how do we train ourselves to feel God? How do we be grateful? And how do we know he's showing up for us?
Thank you so much. Come on, let's put our hands together. Kim, can you do me a favor? Because there are people who are not in the room, but they're watching. Can you give that information again that you gave earlier about the application?
Yes. The application is on a website. It's chycash.org, chycash.org. You can get the application there. There are a lot of frequently asked questions there. There's a lot of resources on that page, but there's a red button to click to start your application.
Thank you so much. Anybody here grateful for the people in our life that helped us get to where we are right now? Can we put our hands together for those who have gone on, especially with Mother's Day this weekend, right? Mom may be gone, but there's some memories that you will never, ever forget. I'm laughing at myself right now because when I was younger, my mom used to say stuff to me. I find myself doing exactly what I said I wasn't going to do. If you're like me, your mother's gone, but the memory is still there. Power, do me a favor. Let's put our hands together. Let's open up our mouth for everybody that made a way for us to be here today. All right. We're going to have our video, and then we're going to come back with our power bingo. Let's put our hands together for Kim one more time.
The COVID-19 pandemic has brought social and racial injustice and inequity to the forefront of public health. As a matter of fact, in response to the pandemic, BSCO established a functioning health department focused on social determinants of health. As we know, health equity is still not a reality, and as a result, COVID-19 continues to disproportionately affect Black and Brown communities, putting them at more risk of getting sick and worse, dying. Residents may not trust their doctors, but they sure do trust their faith leaders. Therefore, Pastor Chris Harris partnered with Northwestern Medicine to create a health show called Clergy and Clinicians. As a trusted voice in the community, PCH, African American, and Latinx medical professionals have come together to address concerns in communities of color. With episode reaching over 100,000 views, residents are educated on issues such as COVID-19, heart disease, organ transplant, and mental health, as well as many other health disparity-related topics. BSCO and its collaborative partners have been committed to bringing free vaccines to our community, studying long-term effects of COVID-19, and helping to close Chicago's life expectancy gap. We have disseminated information that educated our residents while sharing facts and breaking down stigmas about the virus, variants, and vaccines. We were also able to provide free vaccinations to our residents, which helped keep them safe and alive. At the same time, it created a safe space for residents to come in and participate in peer support groups. These groups became a long-awaited beacon of light, where residents found hope and created a sense of community as they voiced their challenges, difficulties, and mental health frustrations during and post COVID-19. With 15 community events, these specific efforts have resulted in a collaborative that achieved over 15,000 vaccines to the residents on the south side of Chicago, and 250 residents participating in a nationwide long COVID study that will help shape the way COVID effects are treated in underserved Black and Brown communities and generate up to $800 more to their household income. Our team of individuals brave the streets of Greater Bronzeville daily in hand-to-hand marketing, gathering data through surveys, ensuring the voice of our community is reflected while we produce new health-focused programming. Doing things with the community and not to the community is the principle of our work. Very few community-based organizations can say that they have the privilege of partnering with globally respected medical institutions like Northwestern Medicine, U Chicago Medicine, and now St. Bernard Hospital, providing mental health services to their staff. At BSCO, the health of our community is one of our highest priorities.
Say again, power. Let's put our hands together. But y'all, oh, come on now. Y'all drying out. Come on. Listen, I know my wife watching, so y'all wave at that camera real quick. Y'all wave at the camera. Show us some love. Show us some love. We miss you. They really miss you at this table over here, babe, right over here. They was kind of mad you're not here, but I am who you have today, so deal with it. Look at somebody, say, deal with it, deal with it, deal with it. Saturday, May 20th, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Timothy Center. We're having our parent university. Come on, let's put our hands together. We're working hard. What can you look forward to? Classes, activities, prizes, resources, self-defense. Oh, yeah, I can't wait for that. Estate planning, free laptop giveaway. Registration is required. Refreshments. You know we like refreshments, right? In other words, that's food. Vendors, prom dress giveaway. Make you want to go to the prom, don't you? And last but not least, youth summer jobs. Let me give you the date again, May 20th. I heard somebody say, I need that. Come on through. At the Timothy Center, that's 4351 South Drexel Boulevard, right here in Chicago. We're giving away 200 laptops and tablets to all that apply and qualify. Are y'all excited about that? I know some companies that don't give away free cookies or Snicker bars, right? We giving away laptops. That's, man, I tell you, this is a good place to be. Look at somebody and say, you are in the right place. Look at the flyer on the screen. Hey, man, man, can I get like 2 of them laptops? You must register.
There's no qualifications for the laptop except registration.
Oh, you have to register for the laptop, right?
There's no qualification. The only thing you have to do is register.
Get the mic. Come on, come on. Help me out.
There is no qualification for the laptop. The only thing you have to do is register. At the bottom of the registration, there's a link so you can request a laptop. That's all you have to do. There's no other information that we need from you. And you have to come. All right.
You got to be there. Look at somebody say, you got to be there. Oh, one more. She ain't done. She ain't done.
And the vendor that is giving away the laptops, they will be there to help you set up your laptop. And they also provide additional education to help you use your laptop.
They will not be going home with you after to show you how to do it. So you got to pay attention. And I will be teaching how to turn it on and off, all right? And that's it. Okay. All right, Yana's coming up to do our bingo game. Come on, let's put our hands together. I guess we don't get no music this week. I don't know. I ain't heard one music. I can't even get my groove on today. Wife not here, no music. Lord have mercy. All right, Yana, lead us.
Okay, guys. So the first word is resources. Resources. Second word, systemic racism. Systemic racism. Third word, youth council. Youth council. Fourth word, change makers. Change makers. Fifth word, positivity. Positive. Oh, we got one? Woo! Okay, we're going to check.
Yana says she's going to check. Now, don't y'all hate like that. Come on, let's put our hands together for the winner. Let's check. Let's see. We got another one? Oh. We got to check twice. Who else? No, Dimitri, you can't win. BSCO workers, y'all can't win. Did she win? She won too. Lord have mercy. Y'all don't sound too enthused about that because it wasn't you. Here's a question. Who brought the most people with them? I see two hands. You brought the most people with you today. I don't know. I'm going to find out. All right. How many you brought with you, sis? 6. Can anybody beat 6? Now, don't change the rules on me. I ain't say car. I just said how many you brought with it. Can anybody beat 6? All right, sis, I need you. Make your way to the table, and we're going to give you a card for that. That is, y'all know we have another game? Bingo? Or was that it? We done with the bingo? Let's, come on. And another card? Oh, that's it? I've been told that is it for the bingo power game. All right, next question. I almost don't want to ask this one, but who's the oldest person in the room? All right, I'm going to try over here. 86. Anybody can be 86. I ain't pulling out no birth certificates, but 88. I got 88. 80. Oh, we got a tie for 88. Anybody can be 88. We got 2 88s. Now listen, some of y'all wish you could make it past 65 and 70. That hand clap was too nonchalant for me, for 2 individuals who have been on this earth for 88 years. They have seen some stuff. They've forgotten stuff that we ain't seen yet. Now, I'm not going to make them get up. We're going to make sure we have some people to go to them. Somebody said she can walk, but we're not going to let her walk. Because she 88. She have earned the right to sit. Sit as long as she want to. Matter of fact, we'll clean up around you. Don't even worry about it. Just don't move. All right. So my 2 88-year-olds, just hold your hand up so we can see who you are. You got him? 88. Man, I can't wait. I'm going to be cool, though, when I'm 88. Lord have mercy. Dig, I'm going to be like you. See how Dig got that little hat to the side? I'm going to be just like that. If I'm still here, hallelujah, glory to God. I'll be here. You keep praying for me, I'll be here. All right, you ready to draw this number? All right, we going with the red first? Let's do the red one first. Get your red ticket out first. Boy, she's shaking up here too. Go ahead.
5883794.
All right. How many of y'all was scared when she hollered like that? Like I got a little shock right there. I don't know about you, but I was about to run. I didn't know where to run to. Oh, I was scared just then. My God. We going with the yellow one now, right? The orange, got the right color? Get your orange ticket out. Here we go.
247-2557.
You won again? Lord have mercy. They hating on you. Is this your... Come on, let's thank God for her. Wow, that's wonderful. I wish I could play. That's a lot of money you're getting over there. We're going to need security to follow her, all right? Let's wave to all of our online viewers and tell them thank you for joining us today. You should be here the next time we do this, which is in 2 weeks. How many of you guys enjoyed yourself today? Let's make them jealous. Come on, let's put our hands together. Let's make them real jealous. Did you enjoy the food? We want to thank our sponsors, the Joyce Foundation, Cigna, Northwestern, United Way, University of Chicago, and BSCO. He's not here today, but I'm sure he's going to be watching. Let's put our hands together for our CEO, Pastor Chris Harris. Come on, let's make him jealous. He ain't here today. We thank you for coming out. Listen, we can only do what we do because of you. Keep spreading the word and keep putting it out there. What we're doing.